May 1945. The war in Europe is over. American soldiers walk into a concentration camp in Austria, expecting silence. But what they see stops them cold. Skeletal survivors, mass graves, the smell of death still hanging in the air. Then one soldier looks toward the fence. A naked body is hanging there. Not a prisoner. The commandant, the man who ran this camp for 6 years, painted across his back in red. Heil Hitler. Swastikas carved into his skin. His body hangs on the same electric wire he once used to kill others. His name was Franz Ziereis, and the people who put him there were his prisoners. This is not a movie. This really happened. And yes, there are photographs. But before we get to how he died, you need to understand what made people hate him this much. March 12th, 1938. German troops enter Austria, but instead of fighting, people cheer. Crowds welcome Adolf Hitler like a hero. Flowers, smiles, celebration. But behind that celebration, something darker begins. Jews, political opponents, and anyone who spoke against the Nazis try to escape. Most don't make it. In Vienna, violence starts in broad daylight. Jewish men and women are dragged into the streets, forced to scrub roads on their hands and knees, while crowds laugh. This is just the beginning. 5 months later, the Nazis build a camp near Linz, a quarry surrounded by mountains. Prisoners arrive and are forced to build the camp themselves, stone by stone. The Nazis give it a nickname, the Bone Grinder. Its real name, Mauthausen. Between 1938 and 1945, around 197,000 people pass through its gates. At least 95,000 never come out. At the center of the camp, there's a staircase, 186 stone steps. Prisoners, already starving, are forced to carry massive blocks of granite up those stairs. Some weigh more than the prisoners themselves. They climb, one behind another. When one falls, he crashes into the next, and the next, like human dominoes breaking down the stairs. Those who survive the climb don't get rest. They reach a cliff. Guards give them a choice: get shot, or push the man in front of you off the edge. Many choose to jump themselves. The guards call it parachuting. They think it's funny. The man in charge of all this, Franz Ziereis. He wasn't sitting in an office far away. He walked the camp. He took part in the abuse. He watched. He ordered. He joined in. And here's the part you won't forget. He lived inside the camp, with his wife, with his children, while thousands died around him. His family lived a normal life, and sometimes he let his young son stand on the balcony and shoot prisoners for fun. Death here came in many ways. Some prisoners were pushed into electric fences. Others were shot and labeled as escape attempts. Thousands were left outside in freezing temperatures until they died. In the medical block, prisoners were used for experiments. No anesthesia, no mercy, just pain. Food was barely enough to survive. People starved slowly. By 1945, prisoners were getting less than half the calories they needed. Some became so desperate, they turned on each other. These are not rumors. These are real survivor accounts. By early 1945, the war is collapsing. The Nazis know it. Prisoners from other camps are pushed into Mauthausen, starving, sick, barely alive. Even in the final days, the killing continues. Gas chambers keep running. Executions don't stop. Then, May 5th, 1945, American soldiers arrive. The gates are open. The prisoners are finally free. Freedom doesn't bring peace. It brings rage. The guards who didn't escape are hunted, beaten, killed. The prisoners turn the system upside down. Now the victims are in control. Now comes the first hunt. But Franz Ziereis is gone. He ran 2 days before liberation. He hides in the mountains, dressed as a civilian. He thinks he escaped, but he didn't. On May 23rd, former prisoners recognize him. He runs. American soldiers shoot him. He falls. Badly wounded, he is taken back to the very camp he once ruled. For hours, he lies there dying, and he talks. He admits everything: the killings, the orders, the starvation. Then, on May 24th, 1945, he dies. But his story doesn't end there. Former prisoners take his body, they strip it, they hang it on the camp fence, the same fence he used to kill others. They paint his body, they leave him there, for the world to see. For days, he hangs there, a warning, a message, a piece of history no one can ignore. Nearly 95,000 people died in Mauthausen, and the man responsible met his end at the hands of those he tried to destroy. History doesn't forget, and neither should we.